don't want any rain. No, I don't want any rain.
I would like no rain, but I don't think I will get that wish. Thanks for joining me today on this wealth display tour of the 1%. I try to remember that when I'm feeling down in the dumps, for whatever reason, I try to recall this. I can either have a poverty mindset with myself, or think in the abundance that God has set before you and me. So I ask myself gently, what's it going to be? And the answer is, abundance is for the world. Welcome to the Biltmore estate. This over here is the ornate Victorian wooden octagon, much like the octagon the UFC uses. But this place is for the rich to admire plants in, and not for the poor to be fighting in. This atrium brings in lots of natural light from the outdoors. And it also features stone arches, tropical plants, a large fountain, and a sculpted wooded ceiling. Here, come play some pool and check out this coffered ceiling. This is the banquet hall. The medieval banquet hall is the largest room. The room is 72 feet in length, and the vaulted ceilings are about 70 feet high. The tapestries are Flemish, and this area fits roughly 64 guests. The fireplace is considered triple carved, and I have no idea what that means. And in this next room, we have a lesser dining room, and also on the walls, we have portraits of some of the Vanderbilt matriarchs. A comfy lounge room with a view. Here are some paintings that are worth more than your home. This is the Loggia balcony, facing the beautiful Blue Ridge Mountains. It's nestled between towers that are raised towards the heavens. Loggia is just another fancy word in Italian for balcony. Enjoy and take in the view. Some might even call this a billion-dollar view. Wow, I must be a prince. I know, it's just a little bald spot. More large portrait paintings of illustrious females with gold framing. Here we have 2 stories of oak bookshelves with 10,000 books. This library serves as another virtue signal that says, "Look how smart I am. I've read all these books. I have all the knowledge of the universe." But in reality, no one has. In fact, it's impossible. There's not enough time to ever consume and retain all of this knowledge. But nevertheless, reading is fun. I recommend it. Just maybe don't go overboard with it, and realize that if you start a good book, you might have another book or 2 that you need to read next, and it just accumulates. Crack open a book. It's good for your mental health. Over here is a portrait of the Vanderbilt family. These are the heirs of Cornelius Vanderbilt. They are the ones that spent most of their father's fortune. And that's why this place today is a common tourist attraction, costing the average person over $100 to come in. It's a business. So due to the poor decision-making of the Vanderbilt's heirs, we now each have to shovel out and fork over $100 each to see items we don't have nor need. Some more gold frame portraits of Cornelius and his boys, and what looks like an office and study area. The peaceful bedchambers where Cornelius's 13 children were made. Gotta always take time to smell the wood. Well, looky over here. We've got more portraits. And another large room. More wall portraits, and some more portraits. And a view fitting for a king like Louis XIV or a Habsburg. This is the painting Rosita by Spanish artist Ignacio Zuloaga. This painting asks me, am I a slut or do I just want attention? I don't know. I really like the emerald green on the furniture here. This is the South Terrace. This place is reserved for private events and weddings. Over here we have more rooms, and that's the same room, and some more rooms. A lot of rooms. This is the grand spiral staircase. And look, it's a massive 4-story, stone-spiraled staircase. Check out the wrought iron finials and spandrels on these railings. These railings and this spiral staircase is inspired by French chateaux. Here I am happily traipsing up the stairs. Beautiful wrought iron spandrels, decadent and illustrious. Here we have the vast grotto basement, leading to the domestics. All the servants' work would be done on this bottom floor. These were once very busy halls. A bloody, dark, and gory scene reference, nevertheless a good one. This is a long hall of ornate wooden rooms of where the domestic help would wash up. And speaking of water, here is the massive swimming pool. Every time it was used, it had to be completely drained and cleaned and refilled. Here's the Vanderbilt's private gym. The massive kitchen. The pantry for dried goods and cured meats. The servants' quarters. Some of these rooms are larger than a standard room that a person would have today. Here, let's keep those shirts nice and starched. An old, ornate, steam-powered dryer. This place has many, many stairs. Go get yourself up on them stairs. Let's see that big moosey. The massive banquet hall, where the most eloquent feasts appear. The calm gun room, a place for Daddy's firearms. And some final portraits of the owners. Welcome to the Biltmore estate, and hello from the Vanderbilt family. In case you're wondering, which I knew you were, the Biltmore estate emphasizes scale, craftsmanship, and opulence. The house has 250 rooms in total. Now imagine the Vanderbilts telling their friends that they live in a 250-bedroom house. No big deal. This place is absolutely massive. What? Just like my Tanza Johnson. What? And to be here is absolutely thrilling. Now come on, let's go. Let's go have a journey. The message from this family is clear to us as the majority population. Because as you know, within a millisecond, we could turn this place inside out. George Floyd style. What? So today, let's not pull a no kings or a BLM on this place. Today we are most unfortunately encouraged by the blue hairs to burn these beautiful works to a smoldering crisp and to eat the flesh of the rich. This is just plain wrong. As you hopefully know, this is not a good idea. Violence is never the answer. You'd fall into a propagandistic trap that the DC swamp wants you to believe in, and that is the eternal lie that you are the victim. All lies, ladies and gentlemen. All lies. So today, let's think positively and affirmatively in regards to the wealth we see here at Biltmore. I believe we can enrich our lives through this amazing journey. Now come join me as we explore this landmark and see what it has to say. So the architectural style here at the Biltmore is a blend of French Renaissance and Gothic. The details on this estate are considered Gilded Age, and today this property is basically one big vessel that holds very expensive American antiques. People will come here and pay over $100 to walk through a huge room to see these items and then dilly-dally their way back to where they came from. Now my goal is for us to find value in this gluttonous materialistic display of wealth of the 1%. Now what is the end game here, you may ask? What wisdom may we acquire from the fat of the rich? Perhaps there's a lesson. Maybe we can save money. Money savings, how about that? After Commodore Vanderbilt and his son passed on, the subsequent generations spent more than they could ever produce. The new generations purchased real estate, mansions, and indulged in lavish lifestyles which would eventually dissipate the family's wealth and wasn't sustainable in the long-term game. They just bought and bought without putting back into any pot.
Oh, you little bit, baby. Yes, you are.
All right. Oof. Ooh, that's slobbery. Now, my advice to the poor and rich alike, don't ever spend more than you earn. Save 10% of what you earn monthly. Invest that money into a fund that allows you to also have what financial experts have dubbed Joe Rogan Q money. This phenomenon is very powerful, just as he and young Jamie are. Having this passive income allows you to pursue the things that you enjoy doing, freeing you to pursue creative endeavors that leave the world a far better place. The outcome is that this enriches you and all those who are around you. It's a win for everyone. So I guess my point here is, don't do what the later Vanderbilts did. Instead of spending, save your pennies and make that money work for you. You don't really, honestly, you don't need any of this. You just need to learn how to save. 10%. The style of the Biltmore is Châteauesque, deriving from 16th century France. It's a combination of Gothic and Renaissance. It's known for its very sharply angled copper roofs. This building has a very distinct and unique look to it, and it looks like it came straight out of a fairy tale fantasy novel, where men used to be gallant knights fighting dragons for the honor of the fair maiden, who is pure and innocent and has, well, special needs. Let's bring back those days. The style here is known for steep roofs, elaborate stonework, and Disney-like princess towers. Now the turrets you see behind me, up here, right by the entrance, these are the Disney princess-like tower shapes you see, where one could imagine Rapunzel letting down her hair, or a damsel in distress, screeching in a high-pitched, shrill manner. This is a dormer. The dormer is a style of window that emerges out of the roof, and it sits right underneath the gable. The dormers here are designed to let in extra amounts of light. You'll see these dormers on the outside of the building and also on the inside of the building. Up here is the gargoyle. Right up there, if you can see it, all the way I'm pointing at, that's the gargoyle. There's another gargoyle. There's another gargoyle. Those are gargoyles. Now the gargoyles here are designed to direct rainwater away from the walls. They are ornate stone water spouts that beautifully vomit out water during heavy rains. A few other architectural terms that are very interesting regarding this building. We have ornamental pointed decorations at the peaks. These are called Finials, and tall, slender towers are called Spires. Whoa. Half woman, half horse. Interesting pose. I wonder what she is communicating with that pose. I believe biologists and scientists call that pose lordosis. Now let's look up the definition of lordosis. Lordosis occurs in nature, even amongst humans, and it is essentially the arching of the back. The artist over here, the sculpturist, captured that perfectly. Enjoy. I know some of you will. Here we're coming up on the statue of Diana. I'm not sure what Diana was known for, but we're going to look it up. And we're going to find out. Here she is. Ein schöner, braver, guter Hund. Bist du ein braver Bube? Treu. Der Hund bleibt treu. The dog stays true. The dog stays true and loyal. Diana, lover of dogs. She happens to have a little bit of green on her lower arm. Not just a little, but a lot. She needs a good scrubbing. Diana, you need a good scrubbing. Get yourself into the shower or the bath and scrub yourself a little bit because you got gangrene on your arm. Seems to be an oak tree behind me. And down here, we have a valley, or a sculpted hill, I should say. The front yard, if you will, of the Vanderbilts.
I don't want any rest.
Now, even though technically we're not in the forest, the official manicured forest and kept forest, which is actually, my guess, is right behind the Biltmore estate. This is just merely the front forest. Either way, let's learn a little bit about it, shall we? Here is America's first managed forestry landscape. Olmsted's vision was to create a calming pastoral land that features sweeping fields with giant native and foreign trees. Depending on the season, you'll see bursts of spring dogwoods, Japanese
tree lilacs, sugar maples, sourwood trees, and yellow poplars. All hailing from the various parts of the globe, and of course, some being native to North Carolina. Looks like we have some grotesque and buxom gargoyles. For you people who are watching whose brains aren't developed yet, the word buxom means large-chested or large-breasted. Notice the Renaissance clouds in the backdrop. The gardens here we are walking on today are 8,000 acres of stunning living masterpieces designed by the landscape architect Frederick Law Olmsted. It seamlessly blends a magnificent 7,000 square foot Victorian conservatory with formal Italian gardens, leading into a massive rose garden. Around us are vast sweeping woodland trails, where one can sometimes even witness black bears happily playing with baby fawns gently down the stream. Oops. More like black bears crushing the skulls of baby fawns in order to obtain protein. Here is the shrub garden and the shaded trails leading to the bass pond. The landscape transitions from a formal to an Olmsted-style outdoor room, with massive trees, including towering dawn redwoods and weeping redwood specimens. You'll find unique pairings like beautyberry, Mexican bush sage, and softleaf yucca, creating a textured, naturalized landscape. Here we have the geometric precision of the Italian garden, which features striking water features, water lilies, and dramatic dark-colored elephant ears. Down here below the Italian garden, we have the rose garden. This place contains over 250 varieties of roses, carefully maintained to thrive in the mountain climate. You will also spot massive blocks of plants, which are seasonal. Let us now plant ID some of these for your plant pleasure enjoyment. Here we have another smooth-skinned crepe myrtle. A different color than the previous one. The previous one was more bronzy looking. It's more of a metallic look. Just absolutely spectacular. That's what Nancy Diber would say. Absolutely spectacular. Rest in peace, 2026, Nancy. Just want to say thank you, Nancy, for being loving, kind, patient, and good to me. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you. And for humoring me, too.
like how everything's elevated.
Yeah. It's the lacy tree philodendron. Yeah. Down in Brazil and Peru. Oh yeah, yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, I give you the Blue Atlas Cedar. Probably over 200 years old, 250 years old, probably older than the United States. In fact, this might be even 300 years old. Siberian pine. I believe this is a Siberian pine. I could be wrong. I could be right. I could be wrong. I could be right. Good song. Hopefully I don't get copyright striked for referencing that song. YouTube, don't do it. Don't do it, YouTube. Don't do it. AI, don't do it. Algorithm, AI, bot, don't flag me for just doing a subtle reference and hint and a nod and a nod. A nod to a song. Siberian pine behind me. It's my guess. We are going to the Bass Pond and Waterfall. We're going to the Bass Pond and Waterfall. We're going to the Bass Pond and Waterfall to get ourselves a drink. To get ourselves a drink. Bald cypress. I guess the bald cypress has the aerial roots that come up and just kind of proliferate and kind of pop out of the earth just slightly. Maybe there are dwarf bald cypresses. Weird. I've never seen that before. Roots that just pop up around trees, but like they're erect and pop out as if they're little trees, but with little stubs on them. I don't know. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got bamboo. Bamboo by the Bassy Pond. Well, fuck. Let's go. Let's do this. Nice old brick. For you ASMR people. It's almost closing time at the Vanderbilt estate. Looks like we have a snake here. I'm not sure if it's alive or dead, but it's on the path. I could catch it. Only thing is, it's going to stink up my hand. When you grab snakes, the non-venomous kind especially, they will perfume you from their gland. And the smell is, ooh, it gets an ebonistic choo-choo train squeal from me. Pretty cute snake though. Snowbell. Styrax obacea from China, Japan, and Korea. This tree is called the snowbell tree. Behind me are some wild turkeys. Wow, you guys are huge. Delicioso. But when you cook them and prepare them, make sure they're not too dry. Turkey tends to get a little dry.